Ownage Pranks, or Russell, or Nabi, or whatever you choose to call him, was once the king of prank calls. At least on YouTube. He had a memorable gallery of unique characters, great comedic timing, some of the funniest reactions you'll ever see. Or here, it is a phone call.
You can't do anything, man. You barely take a walk around the neighborhood. Just sit down in your recliner and just chill out, man.
You about to find out what I can do, homeboy. I've been knocking out. I'm UFC certified, boy.
Brother, you're KFC certified.
For years, he was on top of the world. We all knew his characters, we knew his comedy, but the one thing that we didn't know was his face. For years, Ownage chose to keep his identity a secret. Some say it was to maintain anonymity, and others say it has something to do with a prank gone wrong back in the day. But for whatever reason, he chose to keep his visage a secret. That is until 2019 when he finally did a face reveal. He said it was because he wanted to have more of a personal relationship with his audience, and his content was even better than ever. In the spring of 2021, Ownage just kind of vanished. He stopped uploading, he wasn't on any kind of social media. There was literally no explanation as to why he just fell off the face of the earth. That is until the fall of 2021, with Ownage returned with a video claiming that the reason he stopped producing content was because he has spent the better part of 6 months in a federal holding facility for crank calling an FBI agent? Yeah. For me, the story is truly unbelievable. As in, I truly don't believe any of it. So it goes like this. He somehow managed to get a hold of an FBI agent's phone number from the agent's brother, where he called him incessantly, pretending to be an Indian scammer looking to scam him. Eventually, the agent picked up and, well, here was their conversation.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. This is right?
Who's
Look, I just want you to stop trying to find, okay?
go with me? Because the more you talk with me, I'm tracking this fucking number down.
Listen, man, like, why are you trying to be like... did you used to watch Jack Bauer or something when you were growing up? You remind me of that guy from the TV that trying to track the criminal, right? Just calm down, please.
So he plays around with the guy and nothing really happens. And then he tries to go to his classic stage 2, and then, yeah, nothing really happens.
This is Christopher with Amazon. I had a callback here for a Mr. Stage 2.
What?
I had a callback here for a Mr. Stage 2.
Stage 2.
Okay, sir. I'm calling from Amazon customer support. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this call. I think there must have been some confusion. But thank you very much for the time. And if you need to call back, please go ahead and request it on our website at Amazon.com.
So far, this is the most vanilla crank call that he's ever done. I mean, I could forgive the guy if he was just starting out, but he had years of experience. This was a man well-rooted in his own craft. But this is where things took a turn. Allegedly. According to Ownage, he called the agent while he was in the middle of a stakeout, and that's when the agent decided that maybe he should start investigating Ownage. The agent's brother apparently ghosted him, and it wasn't long before the FBI was knocking on Mr. Ownage's door, where they arrested him for... yeah, he never really said what they actually arrested him for. And that's kind of where the story ends. There's no mention of charges, consequences, any kind of probation he may have been on. There's not even a mugshot or an actual arrest record of any kind for this situation. But what's interesting is that after finishing off his story, he announced that he's going back to making videos, even stating that he has multiple videos that are currently in post-production, just waiting to be released.
You guys thought I was dead or forgot about the channel, or you guys, absolutely not. I'm back with a vengeance, and there's gonna be new animations every week and more.
Stop.
I have a neglector's parent. I just put out the paperwork.
Stop.
Leave me alone. It's my house. Just go away.
But here's my question. When exactly did he have the time to make those videos? I mean, the guy himself implied that within a period of 6 months, he was arrested, arraigned, charged, and incarcerated at the DC Central Detention Facility. And I need to remind you that this is America. Getting to trial can take months. The trial itself can take even longer. Even if he pleaded no contest to whatever charges they got him on, it will still take some time. And again, even if he did plead no contest, I doubt they would jail him for months, let alone weeks, for a prank call. If you haven't guessed by now, what I'm trying to say is that this whole FBI story is complete bullshit. Let me explain. The first thing we need to establish is that the FBI doesn't just investigate anyone. I know deep state theorists would tell you otherwise, but that's not the case. I think Neil Mink from The Sopranos said it best when he told Tony that if the FBI takes an interest in you, then you are no longer a suspect. You are an investment. And sooner or later, they're going to expect a return on their investment.
The feds are a business, Anthony. Millions of tax dollars invested in watching your ass. Sooner or later, just like you, they're going to want a return on that investment.
Putting together an official investigation isn't free. There are costs involved, and most times the Bureau will pull funds from other investigations to fund other ones, but only if they believe that it's really worth the investment. Whether you're a federal agent or a civilian working an honest day's job, a prank call is generally not a crime, let alone something that warrants a federal investigation. No matter how you cut it, this is a personal matter, nothing more. But Mr. Ownage would have you believe that the agent in question actually went to a special agent in charge and somehow convinced him that some jerk-off making prank calls was worth the FBI's attention. Yeah, I'd imagine that his supervisor would either tell him to get the fuck out of his office, to change his number, or both. But I don't know. Beyond that, Ownage has never really returned to the story or provided any additional details that would prove any of this to be true. It just seems to be, "Trust me, bro, it happened." Anyway, after all this, he was able to keep up a pretty consistent upload schedule. For a while, anyway. But as time went on, his videos became less frequent and, if I'm being honest, not as good as the ones that came before. I'm not sure if the well has run dry, if fans have stopped sending in requests, or if people just don't have time for crank calls anymore. But it's kinda sad to see a once popular channel fade into obscurity. Without an official word from the man himself, it just feels as if he's given up. And that's actually a theory that other fans, as well as myself, have about this FBI story. If nothing else, the story may have been a way for him to give some explanation as to why he chose to abandon his audience. But rather than being honest with his fans, he chose to come up with some bullshit story about ending up in FBI custody. The irony here is that Ownage is in the same situation that he was in all those years ago. He's vanished off the platform and has given no explanation as to why he's no longer making videos. All I know is that if he chooses to return, he can either tell the truth or he can tell the story. I can't tell him what to do, but in my opinion, he owes it to his fans to tell them the truth.